According to the U.S. Bureau of Transportation, there are 10 million commercial flights every year in the U.S. alone. With this number of flights coming and going out of the U.S., it's easy to believe that most people have been on a plane before and fly on somewhat of a regular basis. And with recent advances in technology and the aviation industry, flying is safer and more comfortable than ever before. However, in recent years, a trend seems to be occurring. According to a study done by the FAA, the number of plane crashes has gone down. However, the number of fatalities in those plane crashes has increased. This basically means that while there are less crashes, more people are dying in those crashes. So with all of the advances in technology and safety, why are there so many fatal plane crashes? Is it the technology that's faulty or something else such as pilot error? Fatal plane crashes in recent years can be attributed to pilot dependency on automation while flying, and lack of necessary flying skills needed to properly fly an airplane.
Automation is defined as the use of various control systems for operating equipment. More specifically, in the cockpit, automation are the systems that include autopilot, FMS, ECAM, collision avoidance, heads-up display, primary flight display, multifunctional display, and any other system that increases a pilot's situational awareness. The combination of these systems have made the aviation industry safer and more reliable, and have made the traveler's experience more enjoyable as well.
So what's the problem with automation? Pilots are too dependent on automotive and automation technology. For example, if given the task to fly a plane, most pilots will fail because of the drastic reliance on automation. No doubt automation has kept flights safe and sound. However, if in a drastic emergency, if the pilots are stripped of the automation technology, they will fail. The problem has gotten so severe that the FAA has warned pilots about automotive addiction. Some examples of these automation fails are the flight Air France Flight 447 of Atlantic Ocean 2013. The pilots were too reliant on autopilot that when the plane stalled, they crashed. And the second example is Asiana Flight 241 of San Francisco 2013. Same problem, they had too much reliance on automation that when they took off the automation for an emergency, they crashed.
Our plan would be to perform the test here at Embry-Riddle in the CRJ-200 simulator. This would keep the cost down instead of having to experiment in an actual jet. We will have 20 test subjects. The test subjects would be taken from a random sample of pilots who fly for the airlines, thus having an ATP license. We would explain to them that we were conducting a study on their flying skills and that we would be putting them through a few situations. Once acclimated in the CRJ sim, the first simulation would be to have them fly a holding pattern and shoot an ILS approach into an airport as they normally would using autopilot and any other procedures. After putting them through that, we would put them through the same situation, except halfway through the holding pattern, we would disable the autopilot, thus forcing the pilots to manually fly the holding pattern, shoot an ILS approach, and land relying on their own control inputs.
With the ever-increasing number of flights per day, it is very easy for pilots to fall prey to automation addiction. It is our hope that by conducting this study, we can keep the decreasing trend on airline crashes while halting the increasing trend of deaths per crash. By running our test subjects through two variations, one reliant on automation, the other stripped of it, we hope to pinpoint exactly where the problem is arising from. Whether the problem is too much reliance on screens such as the HUD, PFD, and MFD, or lack of proper pilot training, once identified, we can work to eliminate it. In turn, we keep the smooth, comfortable ride that people have come to know and love, while also increasing pilot skills, decreasing addiction, and improving overall safety.